doing this again. Oh boy. Back to shitty lighting. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This is going to be my spoiler review for episode 5, the penultimate episode of Miss Marvel, entitled... Shit, what am I doing with my life? That's not the title. That's not the title. Time and again, that's the title. Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Will, and I am here to give my spoiler review for episode 5, the penultimate episode of Miss Marvel. It's a really good episode. That's just the non-spoilery version. It's just really good. Paced very well. It was over before I realized it, and I'm looking forward to the finale. But this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't watched the episode yet, make sure that you pause this video, go check out the episode, and then come back and hear my spoiler thoughts on the episode and what I hope to see in the finale. A couple things happened that I was kind of assuming were going to happen, being that this was the penultimate episode, and some things I was clearly proven wrong, and that's totally fine. If you are new to the channel, hi. I'm usually a little bit more composed than this, and no, this is not the third time I'm attempting to do this intro. But if you're new to the channel, my name's Will, and I do geeky shit on the internet. I basically do reviews, reactions, discussions, gaming, some drinking, but it's usually wrapped around geekiness, and usually a little bit more well-structured than what we have going on this evening as I record in South Florida. But if you're interested in that sort of thing, and you like to hear it from someone who kind of has their shit together, why not subscribe to the channel? I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers this year. I can't get there without your help. So if you do find this enjoyable, this somewhat train wreck, and I'm pretty sure the camera battery is going to die on me pretty soon, then subscribe. Trust me, there's plenty of videos on here that are like this. But so episode 5 picks up not in the immediate aftermath of last week's episode, but we again jump back in time to British occupied India in 1942 this time, where we get to see Aisha actually meeting Hassan, which is the man she will eventually fall in love with and have Sana. So we get some good family history with how Aisha came to be with Hassan to form a family, and how unfortunately during not only the time of partition, but also with Najma's quest to return home to the Noor dimension, led to the family being separated and Aisha tragically lost. But this is a really good opening to this episode. I'm really glad we got to interact with Hassan and Aisha and see how their relationship blossomed and to form a beautiful family. But we also get a good history lesson about the events that took place as the British were removed from power in India, and India and Pakistan were separated into two separate countries, forcing most people who are Muslim to have to flee India in order to escape persecution and civil unrest, since India was primarily populated by people who practice Hindu. Again, it's a lot of history. This is a real event that happened, and I really appreciate the series touching on it's a pretty dark subject matter to touch on, and I'm glad that they incorporated it into the struggle that this family has gone through since day one. But it's also refreshing to see how understanding where one has come from informs a lot about, relationships that they have in the future as well. Najma killing Aisha because she refused to help really kind of solidifies Najma's personality. She is very cold-blooded. She, in the first episode we're introduced to her, she's willing to do anything to protect Aisha's family. That's what she told Kamala, which was obviously a flat-out lie. She is trying with the sole purpose of getting home by any means necessary, if that even means tearing down the veil that separates our two worlds. We get a better understanding of what the veil is capable of, especially towards the latter half of this episode. It's pretty powerful and pretty dangerous stuff, so it's actually really good that Kamala kind of wasn't reckless how she originally wanted to be when we first are introduced to Najma and the other clandestine in episode 3. It kind of worked out for Aisha in regards with them having to flee due to the partition, to also use that event to try to flee and get her family away from Najma. But she's unsuccessful as Najma encounters her at the train station and fatally wounds Aisha, while Sana separated from Hassan during all the commotion of trying to get to the train. And in that moment, Aisha kind of recites the same text that is on the bangle, which brings Kamala back in time to the events of partition and the family's escape. So I was completely wrong. I thought it was just a mental projection, not literally sucking her back in time. And she plays a major role in how she's able to reunite her grandmother with her great grandfather. So a lot of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff going on in this episode that I wasn't expecting, but I'm actually kind of glad happened. This is a really good sort of explanation into where this family came from and how they got to where they are. And it's good for Kamala to see where everything led up to and what she needed to know in order to be complete is kind of it's kind of the vibe that I got from the episode as a whole. This episode was really about understanding the past to help inform the future is pretty much what happened. And we got a lot of closures to a lot of ongoing tension between family members and with the whole clandestine storyline as well, leaving episode 6 to be kind of up in the air with what's going to happen. We get some teases based off of the events that happened towards the end of this part of the episode. So Kamala finds Sana and is able to help reunite her with her father by using her powers to kind of create a trail of stars, like her grandmother said, to lead back to her father. So it's a really sweet moment. I started to get a little emotional watching it, but it was really a sweet moment. I really enjoyed that. And we're sucked back into present day with Kamala waking alongside everyone else who was knocked on their asses basically when Najma struck the bangle. But they're not all there by themselves, as a veil of Noor energy becomes visible in the center of the area that they were having their confrontation at the end of episode 4. One of the two remaining clandestines approaches it, and it's pure Noor energy, so it's the veil being visible to our world, and she interacts with it, and the veil disintegrates her. So the veil is much more dangerous and much more powerful and not as easy to penetrate as Najma probably thought.
That's what she said.
And it starts to sort of send out energy waves threatening the people around. So Kamala asks Kareem to help get people to safety while she tries to seal the veil. Najma approaches it, is very confident that she can control it, which is honestly bullshit. Kamala pleads with her to not abandon Kamran, or to think of Kamran and not to take herself away from him the same way that she took Aisha away from her family. It's a very powerful moment for Kamala to kind of confront Najma about what she did in the past now that she's fully aware. And it's able to at least get through to Najma enough to agree to help close the veil. But it ultimately leads to her sacrifice. And in her dying breath, she calls out to her son, which transfers some random Noor energy from the veil into him, giving him powers as well in her dying breaths, basically. So we've got two superpowered beings on the show right now. Don't know what's going to happen in the finale. Got some hints, but really don't know. But that sort of ends the clandestine storyline. And the veil is sealed, and Kamala puts up a force shield to protect her and Kareem from the energy blast, but right in front of her mom and her grandmother, which I was assuming was going to happen. So Mama knows about the powers, and she seems very proud, which I was very happy about. She was confused, obviously, but I think that immediately answers a wealth of questions she's always had. You know, her grandmother really being like, yeah, their family is magical. It's a magical family. And Kamala gives Sana a picture that she got from Aisha when she was in the past of her, Aisha, and Hassan. It's one of the family photos that she never had a picture of. It's really nice that her mom knows now. And I think it's nice also that it seems to put a lot of the the earlier strife to rest, which we see a little bit more of that once they're finally back relaxing at home. We do get a couple little teases to what's going to inspire her outfit, her superhero outfit that we should be seeing next episode officially, where her mom finds her Kamala's like necklace, but it's broken into the shape of the S that is on her outfit. And as Kamala says goodbye to Kareem, Kareem offers assistance in the future, which could lead into a season 2, which I think will be great, and also gives Kamala his handkerchief or mask or whatever, which is just the red sash, and gives it to her just as like a keepsake. And it's just between that, the blue fabric from the previous episode, the broken necklace that has her symbol on it, I feel like these are all components that are just going to get woven into her superhero costume, which is really nice because it is not just something that was randomly made. It is a tapestry of all of the people that have had a positive effect on Kamala throughout her journey in this first season. And I think that's a really good way of actually tying them all together to be in the final suit. I think that's great. But yeah, we get that sort of mother, daughter, grandmother time where, Muniba apologizes for holding on so tight because she knows that she's growing up. And she just doesn't want to, I guess, lose that mother-daughter relationship. And then Sana apologizes to Muniba about holding on too little and not being there enough. It's a really touching scene, and I was really getting emotional, and it has nothing to do with the fact I had like 3 Angry Orchards and some wings for dinner, and I had a really rough day. So it was just nice to see a super sweet, emotional family reconcile the way I've always wanted it to happen, and it was just sweet. And I'm happy about it. And I'm not drunk, so stop it. Move on. So we skip ahead to Bruno encountering Kamran behind his house. He's still calling him Brian, but in his defense, he honestly did not know his name was Bruno. He was just like, the whole time I thought your name was Brian. I am sorry. So it's nice that we kind of, he's in need of help. He's all of a sudden imbued with Nora energy that he had no idea was going to happen. And he's clearly on the run because, of course, he was also one of the people that escaped from the DODC's maximum security prison, so he's on the run. And Bruno tries to help him out, tries to hide him, but one of the DODC drones was outside and saw him, and they attacked. And that's where the episode ended. And I was surprised that the episode flew by. I was like, when it ended, I was like, wait, what? Wait, that's it? And I looked, I'm like, yeah, it's been like 40 minutes. I'm like, this episode flew by. And that's good, because it found a way to fly by while wrapping up a lot of loose ends and storylines, leaving the finale kind of open-ended, where it seems like Kamala's going to have to save Bruno and Kamran from the DODC. So the DODC is not as useless as originally thought, but I really think this is going to lead to them not being super favorable in the lights of in the eyes of the public, based off of what I can assume is going to be just a whole street fight, with Kamala probably donning her new superhero outfit made by her mom and her grandmother. That is so sweet. It's so cute to go toe-to-toe and to protect her friends and the people that she cares about in her neighborhood. And I think that's going to be a dope way of wrapping up her first season. Hopefully we will get a season 2. Like I said, a season 2 set after the Marvels would be pretty awesome to see what kind of effect that sort of larger scale galactic adventure is going to have on her. And I think, I try not to look ahead, but I believe that they did confirm that not only is Kamala going to be in the Marvels, but her mom, her dad, and her brother are going to be in it as well. So I'm really glad that the entire family is going to be a part of the Marvels. They've been such a joy to watch in this first season. So I'm really happy to hopefully see all of them appear in the movie as well. But that's the episode as a whole. Like I said, it's paced incredibly fast, but I didn't feel like I missed anything. I just felt like there should have been more, but it was actually the right amount of time. The emotional beats of this episode were fantastic. I'm kind of glad that there's been some sort of redemption a little bit for Najma, but she was still pretty cold-blooded throughout this entire series, especially for what she did to Aisha, the threat shit that she put on her entire family, abandoning her son. I mean, there's a lot of sort of messed up things that she did, but in her last moments, she did think of her son and did do what she needed to do in order to seal the veil. I don't know if the veil is going to play a factor in anything going forward. It feels like the next episode is really going to focus on Kamala protecting Bruno and Kamran and trying to stop the DODC from doing more harm than good. That's what it feels like that episode is going to be focused on, and really establishing her as the neighborhood superhero, which is pretty dope. I'm glad her mom knows. I'm glad her mom is happy, and it's really sort of re-solidified their bond. That's been the driving force of why I've loved this series so much, is that family element between the Khans, and just very happy that everyone's happy now. Except for Bruno. His poor guy's on the run with the guy he did not like. I did like Kareem. Kareem was pretty dope. Hopefully we'll get him back in a season 2 if we do get a season 2. I'm excited for next week. The only loose thread that we really have left is that Kamala and Nakia need to work their shit out. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. So hopefully they work that out. Hopefully we get a happy ending. Maybe a barbecue or something. Barbecue would be dope. Be a nice way to end it. And then just have Monica Rambeau and Carol Danvers popping and like, hey, can we talk? That'd be pretty cool. That's just my thoughts on episode 5. It's a quick episode. I highly recommend watching it. I highly recommend watching the entire series. I think the series has been good, like really good. Iman Vellani has been killing it as Kamala Khan. I really love her energy and just her infectious nature. The entire family has been like the best part of the series, just their interaction with each other, their ups and downs, and I'm really happy that we're finally getting some ups and that everyone's kind of going to be on the same page going forward. So I'm very happy about that. But looking forward to next week. Hopefully I'll be home for next week. We'll just have to wait and see. But you might see me in another hotel. We'll just have to work it out. That is my review of episode 5 of Miss Marvel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for checking out this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video, why not subscribe to the channel? Help me get to 500 subscribers. I don't know what I'll do at 500. If I hit 500, I don't know. Maybe I'll put a poll up and you guys can decide what sort of movie I watch and review. This month will be a ton of retro reviews. I'm doing one a week. I just did a retro review for a Goofy movie that is on the channel right now. Hopefully you will check that out. I will be recording another one and hopefully posting one again this weekend, so look forward to that. You can follow me on a lot of different social media platforms listed at the end of this video. I got a ton of videos on the channel, like I said, you're more than welcome to check out. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and as always, until next time, I will catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.